Hi, everyone. Carlos, ShareDo, part of Clio. And I'm here today to talk to you guys about something that I understand quite well, which is high-value disputes. And the reason I know this so well is because I've worked as a lawyer for many years in this field, and I worked together, sometimes against and alongside some of the biggest disputes teams in the world. And when I transitioned into legal tech, one thing that I've always said to my colleagues was that our biggest competitor wasn't another vendor, but actually no technology at all. But then I started getting to know more about case management systems, how they used, the use cases around them. And then I realized that looking back, we all had a case management system in our firms. And all those global disputes law firms, they use it. And do you want to guess which one is the most prevalent one? Yes, really. Uh, we used Outlook, and we still use Outlook folders as our filing system. We use email chains as workflow, and even PDFs. They were revamped during the pandemic as this big innovation. And yet, we're talking about the most sophisticated lawyers on the planet. So why is their tech so primitive? We're talking about really clever people here, right? And the reason is that they don't see technology or don't think about technology in the same way we do. And if we want to change that mindset, or at least we want to understand the drivers, we need to understand the economics behind it. So first, on this side, I'm talking about high volume practice, right? So think about insurance claims, debt recovery, volume litigation. In those cases, if you are more efficient and you have more cases with fewer lawyers, you have more profit. So efficiency equals revenue. That's clear and simple. But when it comes to high value disputes, that's not necessarily the case. And that's because firms are not looking for volume. They're looking for quality. They're looking for the big, high stakes cases. A $1, $2 billion dispute can sustain a whole team for years. And if they need to hire more people to get the job done, so be it. But let's be honest, with the salaries that they pay, they can just make people work more. And when we think about this, we realize why the efficiency equals revenue story doesn't land. In a high volume practice, if you have 40 small cases and you manage to be more efficient, that drives your margins up. But in high value disputes, that's not the case. If you have 3 big cases, that's your year. So even if you manage to save some hours here and there, and even if you're talking here about non-billable hours saved, that won't move the dial that much. Also, arbitrators, which are the decision makers in those disputes, they're unavailable. Discovery still takes months, and procedural timetables will drag for months and years. So if a law firm is 5% more efficient, that won't make or break your profitability. That's why when we talk about efficiency to those law firms, they think that we're not really talking to them. They don't see the return on investment. Case management systems are dismissed as internal saving tools, internal efficiency tools that can save time but make no money. But my claim when we started doing this research was that we were telling the wrong story. Case management systems were more than just an efficiency tool. The real opportunity is not on efficiency, but actually on revenue generation. And here is where clients are changing the game. More and more often, clients going in the market to ask for proposals from those law firms to decide where they're going to send the big cases, they're asking very different questions from the questions that they used to ask 10, 20 years ago. They're asking, what interface will you use when we're interacting in your firm? How can we track progress? Can we have real-time reporting? Those are not fringe questions anymore. They are being asked in almost all the proposals now by clients. And law firms, often they dodge those questions, sometimes with marketing spin, sometimes talking about buzzwords like innovation labs and pilots, but clients notice. And I've been discussing this with many in-house counsel and general counsel in big companies where those disputes are coming from, and they're always saying the same, that the answer to those questions is going to become more and more decisive. It's going to decide who they're going to send those cases for. So, and the reason for that is that efficiency does matter for those companies, not because they want lawyers to work faster, because they also know that the cases will have their own pace, but because for them it's important to have visibility, it's important to have predictability, it's important to have control. So trust, transparency, and control are not IT goals anymore. They are becoming client experience goals. And it's not that difficult to do that. It doesn't have to be something complex. A case management system with a very light setup, with a persona-driven engine that allows clients to see exactly what's been shared with them, and also have a clear dashboard when they can see key milestones, how the case is progressing. That's not something difficult to do. The technology is already here. And if you present your client with something like this, you've just gone from a black box to a long-term partnership, and that's powerful. So we need to change the mindset of case management systems of being an internal efficiency exercise to something that is way more powerful and interesting to those lawyers, something that relates to them, something that's client-facing, something that is a big differentiator for their clients. And that's what's going to win the next mandate. That's what's going to bring the next billion-dollar dispute. And if our market research is right, doing nothing about this right now is already losing. And as a former disputes lawyer, I think losing should always be on the other side. Thank you very much.